everybody. Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? Podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Turnowski. With me, as always, is my homie, my friend, my compadre, Super Gibby, Mr. Long Hair Don't Care. And today, we've got the Jacksonville, Florida band, The Softer Side, on the show. Friends, welcome.
Thanks for having us, dudes.
Yeah, and we got Scott, Tim, Jeremy, and maybe Brian.
Maybe Brian. I mean, we don't want to screw the show up immediately, so maybe we'll bring him in, maybe we won't. We'll see.
He's just sitting. He's got his little green room section.
He's in timeout.
Pop him in.
Yeah.
Right on. How you guys been doing? What's new?
We're doing good.
With y'all.
Me and Jeremy are in Jacksonville. Scott's up in Boston, celebrating the Celtics title all day. Probably.
Banner 18. Hell yeah!
Did they win? I don't.
Oh God, yeah. They kicked the crap out of them last night.
I mean, I didn't check. And I haven't watched it since the Timberwolves lost. I said, fuck the NBA Finals. I don't give a shit.
Man, Edwards, man, Ant-Man. I mean, that guy. You guys are in for it for years, man. That guy is a beast.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends that are Celtics fans, and I'm very, very happy that the Celtics beat the shit out of those cheating Mavericks. It was like, screw them.
Hey man, a lot of monkeys off a lot of backs on that young team. So it's we get the parade on Friday. I'm heading down for that. It's going to be good stuff.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah. I hope one day, Minnesota gets one of them parades in any sport.
Well, I'll tell you this much: if they keep putting the right pieces around Ant-Man, I mean, you guys are going to be dangerous real soon.
We'll see. So, as much as everybody loves basketball, they listen to this podcast for basketball. Y'all just released your latest EP, Deathbed, back on April 9th through High Denim Records. How's the release been for it? Response, I mean, how's
pretty
the response
good.
been?
Pretty good. I mean, I don't think any of us knew what to expect with this release, and so far, I mean, I think the response has been awesome. People have been really digging it. I mean, really good reviews. It's been doing well on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. So, yeah, I think we're really stoked that people are digging it, feeling it, and still listening to it.
Hell yeah. I was, giving it another spin today. I always like to listen through on the day of the interviews and stuff to kind of refresh myself, and it's a good album. It's good EP.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent a lot of time on these songs. I mean, a lot of them are really freaking old. I mean, some of them are 10 years plus, and it's just been a long time coming to get these out there. So we're just stoked it's done and people are digging it.
Right on.
So it's been about 10 years since you guys your last release, which was Rise from the Embers. What was the reason for this long hiatus that you guys were on?
Well, I think Tim was involved in a very long bike race, and I mean, it was only around the neighborhood, but you want to be thorough and careful, and safety first. So you just gotta take your time, and needing to make sure he completed that before we started, polishing up all these tunes we've had. But no, I mean, life gets in the way. I mean, we all got jobs. A lot of us have kids, and things happen. But we've known each other for such a long time. It's always been about friends and music with us. So it was our time to get another batch of songs out. It sucks that it took a decade and some change, but we did it.
I thought it was because you couldn't find a bass player. I guess I was
Part of it.
wrong about that.
Man, that's so true. So I'm gonna backtrack that whole bike race that Tim was involved in. It really came down to Jeremy just dogging us for years and making us beg and plead and please give us your low end.
Well, to be honest, there was a little bit of an extension due to not having the bass player, right? You had someone lined up, and then it turned out they just didn't have time for it, and that's when I came along.
Yeah, it was Pete from Yellow Card. He recorded on the last EP, Rise from the Embers, and he was gonna do this one, but had a baby, so life got busy.
Had a baby and was in the throes of working on the newest Inspection 12 album. So he just kind of was like, man, I just don't have time for this. And I was like, I'll do it.
Which, we love Pete, and, if he's going to do it, I know, he wanted to put his all into it. And if he couldn't, do that, it's,
Totally.
I appreciate him, everything he did for Help Us. But, we've known Jeremy for a long time. He's been killing it in bands like Hat Trick and Whaleface and Inspection 12. And, the fact that he even wanted to do this was pretty sweet. So, the funny thing is, and Jeremy, you could probably talk to this a little bit too. We had all these songs done, and the last, traditionally a lot of people record, drums and bass first. Well, we had drums, guitar, a lot of vocals down, and then Jeremy kind of stepped in and was like, "Hey, here's sort of the blueprint of everything here. Just write your stuff." But I'll let you speak to that.
Yeah, it was just kind of opposite of anything I've ever done, backwards in a way. You usually get like, maybe you're working on rough tracks or something, but this was like, we're done with this and we need bass. And I was like, wait, what? Okay. But that being said, it gave me a lot of freedom, and they were very supportive with, I was really worried about, like, man, how do I add something to this already like completed project? It's all there. Like, am I just gonna like play along and hope for the best? But I, took a few risks here and there, and they were always stoked on it. So that was like super cool to, get that positive feedback. And I gotta say, I'm pretty honored to, be on the heels of Pete on this record, because I'm a huge fan of the last EP. So it was pretty cool to be able to step in and kind of help out.
You crushed it, man.
Thanks.
Right on. So what?
I had a good template to lay on top of,
What would you say are like your each personal favorite songs off of the EP?
I like Every Choice has its own price a lot. Chapter Ends, Sunsets is just a really fast, like super fun song. I like all of them, but probably those two might be my favorites.
Deathbed, I think, is my favorite. I don't know why. I just really like it. It's short, sweet.
Good song.
Yeah. It's short and sweet, and I get to do that cool bass thing at the end. And I remember playing that in the studio, and Scott, you weren't there because you were in Boston, but Tim and Brian were immediately like super stoked and sending you videos of that sort of like last bit. So I don't know. I think
I remember when I got the clip of you actually doing that lick and watching. I just was freaking laughing my ass off, because I don't know where you pulled that out of, but it was awesome. And if nobody's paid attention to that last bass lick on Deathbed, do it, man, because Jeremy just I don't know what the hell you did, but it's awesome. And if I had to say my personal favorite right now, it's a coin flip between Don't Forget Me and Deathbed. But yeah. I don't know. I think all the songs came out really well. Better than I could have hoped for.
It's hard to pick a favorite. Don't tell the other kids which one we chose.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Sometimes it's like that, it's like trying to choose like your favorite kid. But sometimes like certain songs mean something more to you than others. Sometimes it could be just a lick, it could be a certain lyric that just speaks to you. So, you know, it's always fun to ask those questions because you never know. You never know what and why.
That's a really good point, actually. And when you say that, it reminds me that like I'm still finding things that I'm connecting with today, because unlike these guys, I haven't been working on these songs for 10 years. So I some of it's still fresh to me, and sometimes I'll hear like some of Brian's lyrics and just be like, oh man, how have I not like connected with that yet, you know? And then, so that's a lot of fun. Put it in, hear something new, and get stoked on it.
Cool.
I think that's just the fun part about music, period. I mean, there's so many songs, you know, not only that we've written as a band, but just other bands that, you know, I've listened to 1,000 times, but, you know, that 1,001 time, there's just something else that, man, why didn't I catch that before? That just, just rocked me in a totally different way.
Right.
So.
Sure.
No, I feel that. Like sometimes you'll, you know, listen to the same album over and over and you're like, oh shit, this song is really fucking good. Where did this come from? How did I not hear this like this way yet?
Hell yeah.
Happens to me all.
Yeah.
All right. But you also recently shared on your Instagram that the name The Softer Side does in fact come from the classic 90s Sears ad, which was obviously the first thing I thought of, you know, the softer side of Sears. What made you decide to choose that as a band name in the first place?
Band names are such a friggin' pain in the ass. I mean,
they are.
I mean, do they really define your sound and anything about you? I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes no, more often not. I mean, I think we were just struggling at the time to just like, crap, like we've got all the songs, like, you know, written in like, and we want to start getting out there. Well, we got to friggin' brand this thing now. And I think what I was like, Brian and myself, I think Tim, you might have been in the room too, but the Softer Side, a Sears commercial came on, and I was just like, how about we just call ourselves The Softer Side of Nothing? And I think, you know, visually, I think Brian was one, you know, we were going back and forth. I think we just whittled it. We wanted to just call it Softer Side. And we're like, fine, that's it. We'll just roll with that. We thought it was kind of funny at the time because, you know, all our early stuff was super fast skate punk. So anybody who's going to see us, it's like, what the hell's this, you know, stupid band about? You know, like they're not soft. They're playing 210 BPM shit, you know, for 20 minutes. So
yeah.
So just totally random, no meaning behind it at all. It's just we needed something, and that's what we rolled with.
And that's the way
it goes sometimes. So
I mean, I think it's great. It definitely brought like it unlocked a memory for me that I forgot was there. So
that's super cool.
Years commercial. Yeah.
I think since we've actually released this too, it's funny. Everybody keeps talking about the commercial. I think we've all gone on the rabbit hole on YouTube just looking up the old Softer Side of Sears commercials, and they're pretty top-notch hilarious.
Yeah, they're really good.
I literally just looked one up right now because I was like, I don't think I've seen that commercial.
Yeah, play it on the break.
Probably not. It's probably before your time there, sir.
We're gonna cover it on the next.
Put it in the background.
No, obviously, yeah. I think we actually might just rip off one of the tunes and just cover it, man.
Let's do it. Fuck it.
Do it.
Why not?
There's some quality songs in those commercials. So.
Or
you should just do an EP of just all of the songs.
Not a bad idea.
That's an idea. Yeah.
Or just one. The best thing is they name the most random objects like next to each other, so you could have a lot of fun with that. You know, yeah. Like we got screwdrivers and we got, you know, blouses, and you're like, what? They figure out ways to rhyme it, I think.
Yeah, they don't make commercials like that anymore.
Nah.
No.
Do y'all have any?
And I would say not even for good reason. They just should, but they don't.
Honestly, I can't think of a commercial for like a place that has like a jingle or a tune as of late.
It's not anything that's like
more rare.
Nothing new or anything that I can think of.
No.
Yeah, the art of the jingle has fallen by the wayside. And maybe that's what we just need to do on the next EP or album, whatever we do. It's just nothing but jingles.
There we go.
But it should be in my video I just edited. This will mostly for Gibby, I guess. But I have a show that I've been starting to work on. It's going to be called the Pop Punk Dasher. It's about my door dashing adventures I go on. In my videos, I find that I like to sing random things, and so there's maybe Noodles and Company might buy the jingle that I sang in my video for them. I created a jingle for them because it's like I don't remember, but it was like Noodles and Company. We got the best type of nudes.
Yes.
What? Not a gold
hit.
And so
you gotta figure out the licensing stuff, though. You gotta make sure you protect yourself. Don't go singing that song to everybody just yet.
It's true. But
what I was gonna say, get that trademark ASAP.
What I was gonna say to y'all though is maybe your next EP, instead of just like covering or redoing jingles, they're just jingles you make for other companies for no reason, just like you'll make a Taco Bell song,
whether they like it or not,
whether they like it or not. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Like it, or what was it? I was trying to think of like one of those like risque clothing company, like Adam and Eve. You can make a Adam and Eve jingle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still 200 BPM skate punk though, for sure.
Well, yeah. You do it your way.
Do it our way, exactly.
You're like, hey,
I don't know.
We made this.
I'm
if
liking
y'all
where
want
this
it.
is going, and I think we just title it whether you like it or not. Jingles
There
by
you
the
go.
softer
Yeah.
side. So
There you go.
Love it.
There you go.
That's exactly what we need.
There you go.
All right. Patrick, since we're shooting around this idea, we'll cut you in on everything. But yeah.
Well, I was
Sounds
gonna
good.
say if Brian never shows up, we'll just get Pat to do it. I mean,
seriously.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I'm really good at songwriting if you need help. So
nice.
Yeah. See, this is what happens, Brian, when you don't show up. So
I have my own skate punk music. You need anything, you let me know.
Yeah, we just go in a totally new direction now. Patrick at the helm. So boom.
Let's go.
Love it.
Awesome.
All right. So now that Pat's officially part of the band, what's your summer plans looking like? Are you guys having a tour later this year or anything coming up?
No tours or anything right now. I think what we're trying to focus on with the label is trying to get the vinyl release out. I think once we get the vinyl done, we kind of need to come together as a band and figure out if and when we can do some shows and how to go about it. I'm up in Boston right now, but we'll make it work. We've been doing this for a while, all pros, so we know the songs. So it's just about kind of doing some strategizing once we get a vinyl release out and figuring out, how we're gonna play some stuff together.
Fair, yeah. And especially having that distance makes things a little bit more difficult, but not impossible.
No, it actually gives us some hubs if you think about it, because we've got the Southeast covered, and these guys will get their ass up here hopefully, and we'll get the Northeast covered.
There you go. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So, we talked about this a little bit earlier. At least the names were mentioned, but before forming in 1999, you were all members of popular North Florida bands, Whaleface, Inspection 12, Hat Trick, and Redline. What made you chose to form the softer side?
That's a good question. Brian and Scott had a band called Redline in high school, and they had a different drummer, Zach, and I used to go to their practices, and we'd jam after the practice finished. So I think that was kind of the start of where we started playing together. And then I guess it was right as we were graduating high school, we decided to form the band. I was going off to Gainesville, and so it was just kind of built around practicing together and starting to play for fun, and all the bands we loved, like Slick Shoes and all the skate punk bands that influenced us. So
Yeah.
All right.
My band Hat Trick and the Softer Side just played a shitload of shows together.
Yeah, I think like every weekend or other weekend, I don't know, we were on a bill together. So it was sort of maybe destined that you were going to get involved with this anyways, Jeremy. But
yeah, and you know, Tim and I, we had a little project when you were living in Gainesville.
yeah,
I was being
merge.
a singer from Hat Trick. We were driving from Jacksonville to Gainesville like once a week to practice. And I think we played like 2 shows.
Couple, yeah, merge. It was called. Yep.
Yeah, merge. I had really bad guitar like technical difficulties at one of the shows. It was a disaster.
Right.
Guy was like, I'm recording this. You want a recording? I was like, no, I do not. Do not want to record.
Like that. Every time y'all like say Gainesville, all I can think of is Gainesville Rock City. Yeah, from less than Jake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just always. Every time you say Gainesville, I'm like Rock City.
Yeah.
It's funny. The North Florida music scene, sort of, I guess, with a lot of the bands, at least in the late '90s, early 2000s, it's sort of like incestuous. Like everybody kind of knows everybody still, and side projects form, and we played with that band all the time, but we're tight with their guitarist or drummer, and so let's do some side projects and everything. So I feel like at some point everybody kind of plays together or in some capacity or something like that. I think Tim is, I think, the poster child for that. But you've played at just about every band in North Florida that I could think of. So
or played with them.
Or played with them, yeah. But it's just cool because there's so many talented musicians, at least in that area, especially in the late '90s, early 2000s. I mean, it was kind of like this hub of pop punk and skate punk and any type of punk you want. I mean, the shows, I feel like everybody who was coming from the West Coast, and when they hit Jacksonville, it was like, oh my God, thank God, because the shows, you're always going to have a couple hundred people there. And, we were just playing someplace in like Georgia and nobody showed up. And then we know if we hit Jacksonville, like the shows are going to be insane.
Right.
Yeah, it was like that era. It was like a really like big, I don't know, it was a really small community, but like a really big scene, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
there were shows all the time, and I mean that's just what we did. Every weekend was, who's playing a show where, and how are we getting there, where are we staying, let's go, whether you were actually in the band that was performing or not. And I mean, it was like that for years. So you just got to know everyone. There'd be 100 people at these shows, but you probably knew most of them personally.
Yeah. The scene was a lot different back then, and even up to we talk about even up to like 2012, scene was still way different than it was.
Yeah, I feel like there was kind of waves around here for I don't know, for like this style of music. It's sort of like ebbed and flowed a little bit, and it's nice when it's flowing. It feels like, I don't know, it feels good. It feels like back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like it's like a nice little revival going around. I mean, in all like the hot spots. I mean, Northern Florida, California. I mean, the Canadian punk scene is just ripping right now. So it's cool. It's cool. There's just so many like new bands coming out of the woodwork, and bands who haven't done anything for a long time, like ourselves, that are, throwing our musical hat back in the ring here. So it's cool. It's really cool right now.
Festival circuits and all that, that's like never before. I mean, just in the last, I don't know, 5 years or something. It's like there's all these huge punk festivals that, I don't know.
It's a huge revival. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Which is probably why we're here talking, right? We're just chugging along, doing the thing that we love to do, and we wanted to get it to as many people as we could, because we knew there are other people out there that also love what we're trying to do. So
Exactly.
that's leads to some of this like response and all this positivity that we've gotten, and all this label interest and touring interest and things like that. It's all it's all because it's, I don't know, the right thing at the right time. Everyone's kind of realizing that's what they want.
Absolutely. I mean, it's exactly why we're here talking today. 100%.
Which is great. It's like, I don't know, it's what we do and try to do. The coolest part is getting to meet all these new people and have these conversations. So I mean, we wouldn't have it if we weren't putting out this EP and getting the response that we have. So it's pretty awesome.
Totally. We're super stoked to have you on the show and be able to get to know you and chat about times loved and times past and times to come.
Yes.
It's pretty wild too that like we're all in different places and we can see each other and talk.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Technology, man.
I mean, I probably
crazy.
like called Tim on a house phone and left a message one time and had to wait like 2 days for him to call me back.
Exactly. Scott and I have been jamming virtually recently, which is crazy.
Which is awesome.
In real
So-
time. Yeah. Very cool.
like-
Yeah. COVID, like the one of the really positive things that came from COVID was learning how to be able to connect all over the world at any point in time, and learning that we can do it. We have the capability to do it. Things that, I had talked to my band that we've been able to do this for a long fucking time, but no one wanted to do it until COVID. And, I talked to my band about like doing this shit. Like, we don't have to be in the same place to make these things and to do these things. So let's just do it. And then no one fucking does it. No one did it until COVID. And now we're here.
Now we're here. Yeah.
Now we're here. And everything is great. And technologically, musically, not everything is great. But these things are great.
Yeah.
These things are great, yes.
These things are great.
So we have one more question before we take a quick break. If you could give any of our listeners a piece of advice that now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your journey, what would it be? I know that one's a loaded one.
Probably
Always, yeah.
I just
always gets you.
I'd say stick with it, because I mean we went 10 years without making a record and did another one, and this is the most traction we've ever had as a band. So I think if you stick with it, you never know what kind of stuff can happen. Yeah.
True. Who's next?
Stretching's important. Don't pick up your instrument cold. I mean,
So good.
shit happens. You don't want to tear a ligament, playing that A power chord. Just stretch, warm up. You'll thank me.
And that's
a good one.
And the thing is that doesn't even have to pertain to go into a show, to play in a show. That's just everyday life right here.
No,
because
I mean, you're gonna go check the mail. You better friggin' limber up.
Under Oath said it best when they said it's dangerous business walking out your front door, and they're talking about being limber and stretching. That's what that's about.
No, this is serious stuff. And if your listeners take away anything from what we've been talking about for the past 20 minutes and continue to probably talk after the break, stretch, please, for the love of God, stretch.
Right. Absolutely. All right, Jeremy, you got anything?
Yeah, I think mine's kind of along the same lines as Tim. I think maybe like don't be afraid to take it seriously. Have fun, of course. It's always going to be fun. But don't be afraid to take it seriously, because there's always going to be people out there that are like, oh, that'll never do well, or your singer's not good enough. I'm only saying that because Brian's not here, but
What do you mean? Your singer's right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, there's always gonna be criticisms, and you're always gonna be like, well, fuck it, I don't care. I'm just doing this for fun, anyways. But don't be afraid to take it a little bit more seriously, because you never know when the interest is gonna turn to you, right? You never know when. You know, I used to sit on my front porch at 15, 16 years old and dream about just being signed to a label. I didn't give a shit what label it was. I was like, I just want to get signed. I just want to get signed, whatever. Sure. And now, you know, I'm in my 40s and have a family and a career, and, you know, stopped making that my number one priority. And it happens. So like, you gotta like, don't be afraid to be like, you think that you can really do it. So it kind of goes along with Tim's stick with it kind of thing. But
it's very true, because you never know. And I brought this up before, and I'll say it again. I'll say it anytime I can. Colonel Sanders didn't become the colonel until he was in his 70s. Yeah. All right. I mean, he was the colonel. He was always the colonel. But he did not get to retire from being rich until he was in his 70s. So if he can keep that up, y'all can keep that up.
Yeah, if you're having fun,
don't give up.
And you don't give up, and you still kind of take it seriously, like, you know, your time may come.
You know who's due for a new jingle, by the way? Maybe KFC.
Yeah, I think you should sing that Colonel Sanders line. If you could, like, make it just a little more melodic.
I'll get behind a melody for that one.
Nice.
Song's called Colonel Sanders.
He's the Colonel Sanders. You're the fucking man. Yeah. All right. With that bit of
stick with it. Stick with it like Colonel Sanders.
Stick with it like Colonel Sanders. I like it. With that, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with our next segment.
Hey, Pat here with Unsigned Pop Punk. We're a community dedicated to building up the music scene by shining a spotlight on up-and-coming bands. Now, I know what you must be thinking. These guys must be raking in the cash. Wrong. But you can help us help others by picking up some merch. We found what big business is selling shirts for, and we slashed the prices. We saw what people are charging for sweatshirts, and we windmill kicked those prices in the face. So pick up some merch from us today. You won't be mad you did.
And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. We're hopping into our next segment, probably everyone's favorite segment, the Food for Thought segment, because who doesn't love food? So all the fun small talk's over. It's time to get serious.
This is the hard-hitting journalism.
This is the hard-hitting questions here. And this first one, is a hot dog a taco, a sandwich, or a cannoli?
You made me laugh when I fucking read cannoli. I was like, that.
Well, hot dog.
I like it.
Oh, a hot dog is a sandwich in the same way that the taco is a sandwich.
But also, if you think about it, that's a hot dog is a cannoli.
Do we define a cannoli as having a fried shell that is actually completely enclosed?
Yeah, see, the cannoli
depends, because it's wrapped, and then it's something that's wrapped in a complete wrapped, right? And it has a substance in the middle of some sorts.
Yeah, but tacos and hot dogs are open top, like the convertible.
That's where I'm hung up, because cannoli is not open top.
That is true.
More of a convertible cannoli, right?
Yes,
convertible with the open top.
Convertible cannoli.
It's a convertible cannoli.
Like in the car sense, not in like Transformers sense. I don't.
And it also have to be a savory convertible cannoli.
That's right, because yes.
Well, I mean, in theory, you could have a sweet hot dog, depending on. I'd say you'd probably do that in the bun area.
I would say a corn dog is more like a cannoli than a hot dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Quite.
But I would put taco and hot dog both in the sandwich category, maybe as like subcategorized. I don't think I would put cannoli in the sandwich category.
No, I agree with that.
And I wouldn't put corn dog in the sandwich category either, even though corn dogs and hot dogs are somewhat similar. in flavor and profile.
Kind of want a corn dog and a cannoli right now.
Yeah.
And frankly, I don't care what order.
I love how much Pat is thinking about this right now.
Oh yeah.
He's in like deep thought about this one.
Oh yeah. Well, this is an important topic, and you can make or break friendships with this conversation right here. This is intense.
What do you think, Tim?
I think none of the above.
Oh.
I think it's its own thing. I mean, it's a hot dog.
Do you think a hot dog,
Not a
and
sandwich.
a taco, and a cannoli, and a sandwich are all completely separate things?
Yes.
Taco's not a
Dude,
sandwich.
I quit the band. I'm done with this. This is ridiculous. This is.
I'm just glad Brian's not here.
I feel like a traditional taco, right, wouldn't be like a hot dog because you're using a tortilla, which is it is a bread product, but it is a flour-based type of bread product. Now,
Right.
It is, but a hot dog bun is very similar to a piece of bread or a sub.
Oh yeah, like a sub.
So
it's the closest to a sandwich.
Yeah. It is the closest to a sandwich.
Sub sandwich with a wiener in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is if you bought, which I'm sure we all have at some point when we didn't have hot dog buns, but we had sub buns, use that as a hot dog bun. I know I have.
Hear me out.
It's just a little thicker.
I've probably also done the same thing with a tortilla and a piece of bread.
I have
Definitely put a hot dog on a piece of bread.
never put a hot dog in a tortilla.
Can't say
I
I've
know
done
I
that
have
either.
not.
But what if that is the only
apparently
bread you have and you want a hot dog?
I don't know. I've been in that situation and never used a tortilla still. I just ate the hot dog.
Actually, now that I think about it,
or I made macaroni and cheese and put a hot dog in that.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you know what?
That's always delightful.
If you could shove that into something and wrap it up completely, then it would be kind of like a cannoli.
Yeah. So if you took a tortilla, right, and you made a hot dog burrito.
Yeah. We're not talking about burritos though. That's a whole nother situation. Listen, there's a place right next door to where I used to work that actually serves a product called the taco dog, and it is a hybrid hot dog and taco with different toppings on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I mean, I'd fuck with it. I'd try it.
Yeah.
They do exist.
Oh, I mean, everything exists.
Yeah.
Everything. So, all right. Well, we can all agree that we don't agree. That's basically what we came to with it. Is that we all agree that we don't.
We can all agree that Tim's wrong. That's for sure.
Yes. Yes. I think we can all stand by that statement. Yes.
Actually, I think in the scenario we're at, we're all princes. We're all doing great. We can all agree that Brian's wrong.
Oh
yes.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Tim.
Brian, he doesn't have shit on this conversation.
He's probably vegan and doesn't have an opinion or something.
Ugh. Right.
Not that there's anything
what
wrong
do they
with
know? Well, this is something that if he is a vegan, he might know. Because my next question, fried green tomatoes. All right. Is it especially popular item that I came across in Jacksonville. But the only thing that I know about fried green tomatoes is the multi-award nominated movie Fried Green Tomatoes starring Kathy Bates. So what exactly are they and what makes them so special?
I mean, they are what they say they are, right? It's like
And tomatoes.
they're fried green tomatoes. They're
Okay.
slices of tomato. I guess there's some sort of heirloom variety to where they grow green instead of red.
But they're usually slightly underripe because they're tart.
Okay.
They don't have that usual tomato sweetness.
They do have a different
They
flavor.
usually have a cornbread sort of breading on it,
Yeah,
taken from the corn dog, of course.
thick fried, thick fried covering. So they're very hard and crispy on the outside, and then like gooey tomato on the inside. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
It often
Okay.
comes with like a horseradish sauce, I think, right? Like a white kind of. Is that? Am I?
It's usually some mayo-based sauce.
I had a little bit of a
with somebody that does the argument of I don't like tomatoes, which I don't. I think tomatoes are awful, but I like tomato-based products like ketchup and things like that. Would any of you be like, oh, you'd like this? No, you just got to try it. You'd like it. You got to try it.
Oh.
I have no issue with fried green tomato. I think they're fine.
I used to hate tomatoes. Now I will eat them if they're involved in other things. Like it's fine if it's on my sandwich or in my taco or on my hot dog or in my cannoli, but I still don't like them by themselves. And if I know from being a tomato hater that you would not like fried green tomatoes.
All right.
No, they're not like your traditional tomato. So, Patrick, you like a tomato if some sorcery has been applied and it has become something else like ketchup or pasta sauce.
But that's a sauce. That's a different.
It's just you like sauce form.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like diced. Diced tomatoes is better.
Okay.
Fried diced tomatoes.
We can try that.
Fried diced.
Sounds like a really good vegan taco dish.
Yeah. See, it's just like, it's fried, it's a vegetable, so it's, it's healthy, like Oreos. It's vegan. It's healthy.
Totally.
No, I'm just kidding. Vegan, go for it. I like it.
I had myself a really nice tomato bacon jam a couple weeks ago on a burger. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I could mess with that. That sounds pretty good.
Like a jelly?
Yeah, they just kind of like boil the crap out of the tomato, reduce it so it's almost like a thick sauce, and then they threw a whole bunch of bacon in it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
Because we all know bacon makes everything
better.
Cannoli. Cannoli.
If you bacon wrap something, it becomes a cannoli, right?
Yes. Well, that's a given.
That's actually not a bad point. Here we go.
So going back to the hot dog, so you wrap a hot dog in bacon, fry the shit out of it, you got one hell of a cannoli.
Yeah.
We got a bacoli.
Bacoli. Yeah, we got to trademark that. That sounds that's catchy.
Probably good too.
Yeah.
That does sound good. We're getting lots of $1 million ideas in this podcast right now.
I hope Gibby, you're writing it. I'm not seeing you writing shit down really.
Bacoli.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Right, that's my
work on the jingle.
Rolled it on some green tomatoes and then fried it. What that would be like.
Ooh.
Hot dog, bacon, tomato, all fried up.
Dude, now you're just talking crazy. But I like this crazy. This is good.
It's a good kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So with most of you guys being in Florida right now, and you guys have a special animal there that's more common there than the rest of the United States.
Gators.
Can you tell me what gator tail is like?
Delicious.
Delicious.
It's cliche, but it's friggin' chicken. It's
but it's chewier.
It's a little tougher. It's a little tougher.
Yeah. It's a little chewier. I hesitate to say gamier because it's not gamey at all.
No, it's not
Very
gamey at
mild.
all. Yeah.
Very mild, but it's not exactly chicken, right? Chicken's a little like
It's mild like chicken. I just think it's a texture. I think it's just a little tougher than chicken.
yeah. A little tougher. You got
It's not like dry or anything. It's just you gotta work a little more.
Yeah, it's good. It's it's worth it because you got to work for it a little more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say stretch your jaw muscles out a bit, and
back to the stretching.
Back to the stretching. Yep.
Back, we're
Yeah.
full
But
circle here, guys.
A good old gator nugget is really good with various tomato-based condiments, if you will. Sweet chili sauce is usually good. Big fan of that with gator tail.
Usually see it with some like a remoulade or something. Is that how you say that word?
Yeah, remoulade, whatever floats your boat.
Lady Remoulade. That's a song, right?
Hello, Lady Remoulade. I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because that's one of the few things. It's just kind of like Australia. You're like you got gators, but like to the rest of the U.S., we don't think you eat the gator. And just like in Australia, it's like they got kangaroos, but you just don't think that they eat the kangaroo, but they do. They do eat the kangaroo because there's lots of them.
Which part of the kangaroo do they eat?
I don't know. All of it. I don't know.
We
You
don't
can
eat
get kangaroo in the store.
We don't eat all of the gator, do we?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, gator tail, gator ribs are kind of popular.
Really? I've never had
that's
a
about
gator
as far
rib.
as I've seen.
I've never had a
But
gator
I mean,
rib.
I think the best course of action is you eat them before they eat you. So
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that
goes for just about anything. But
yeah. It's
And
fair.
don't their tails grow back? So like we're not even you're just eating their tails and they grow back, right? Like because they're
I
lizards.
think you're thinking of a chameleon or something like that. But
oh, the little lizards.
But that would be amazing if that's what was happening. Though we're just like, nah, it doesn't even matter. Just cut its tail off. He'll grow a new one. It's okay.
That would be
grow
great.
a new one.
We'll just grow a new one.
Yeah.
We'll have to Google that one.
well, if you guys get any free time this week, you might as well just try it and see what happens. So.
All right. So now we're gonna transition to we're gonna ask. I want you. We learned before hopping into this that Jeremy, you got your own brewery.
I do. Yes.
I'm gonna give you a chance here. Tell everybody about it. Push yourself. Promote yourself. Let's hear it.
Thanks very much.
Give me the goods.
So this is my brewery. It's called Grace Note Brewing. It's a music-themed brewery owned by me and my business partner who also plays in Inspection 12 with me. And we try to strive to have something for everyone. So we got beers of every style and a lot of other offerings as well. Scott has helped us a ton with some like marketing and branding and label creations and flyer production and all kinds of cool stuff because he's really good at that. And we are located on a marina, so you can come by car or you can come by boat.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super small. We're super new. Technically, we've had our doors open for about 8 months, but our grand opening was at the beginning of February. So
okay.
Yeah, super new, super young. I mean, I've been in the industry for a while, but owning my own is really new. So
that's awesome. Well, I hope nothing but the best for you and your growing brewery.
I appreciate that. Thanks very much. We just started doing live music. We're now open 7 days a week. We're doing live music on the weekends, and the marina has this service area down on the boatyard where they have this like haul out contraption where you can get your boat out, lifted out of the water to be cleaned and all that. And so we're using that on certain weekends to set up the stage and have bands perform,
cool.
have other people come out and get food out there, to sell plants out there. I think we're gonna have axe throwing at the next one, just like doing whatever we can do to like create a big party and it's on the river, so it's just really nice. Just really nice atmosphere.
That's awesome. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, so maybe one day we'll be able to, get a little punk rock festival out there or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Beer and
punk rock and Piccoli's at the brewery. So
yes,
Yeah.
Piccoli idea.
Punk rock and Piccoli's. Love
That's
it.
The
Bro,
Piccoli Fest.
oh wait, it went away. I gotta turn green, so if anyone's like looking at one and not the other, they see it. Okay. Thank you for the shameless plug. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I think Gibby's got our last famous question.
I do, but I do have a little bit of an update for y'all.
Oh shit!
Alligators
gator
can
tails
regrow
growing
their
back?
tails, but crocodiles can as well, but they're a little more like limited on it than alligators are for some reason.
Wait, are you telling me that alligators can regrow their tails?
Yeah.
So this is a totally like sustainable food. I mean, this is what vegans strive for, right?
But granted, it takes like a younger alligator 15 to 18 months to regrow its tail.
Oh, but
there's a lot of fucking gators though, man.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like dinosaurs. They've been around forever. So 15 months, that's nothing for them. They live to be like 300, I think.
Damn.
That's scary. That's true.
Thank you for finding that.
Thank you.
Bro, I'm just gonna keep making up shit because I made up some shit about the tails growing back, and you told me it's true. So I'm just gonna keep throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks.
So, last question for this segment. It's kind of become a staple since we kind of started running out of questions, and I threw this out once, and we thought it was funny, so we just kept it ever since.
Mm-hmm.
If the softer side was a potato, what kind of potato would it be?
Ooh,
Chicken and cannoli.
Sweet.
Sweet potato.
Oh, that's good, Tim. I love that.
Sweet and tasty.
Sweet and tasty. Yeah.
Who's got
y'all
another
agree?
one?
You agree with on
or
the sweet
y'all
potato?
going sweet potato?
Man, I'm just gonna say fucking loaded. You're a loaded potato.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Loaded sweet potato.
Oh, loaded sweet potato.
We are pretty sweet, so that would work. Big fan of that. Loaded sweet potato. Mm-hmm.
Loaded sweet potato.
Little hint of cinnamon and brown sugar on there as well. So
with bacon, right?
Little gator tail. Little gator tail.
And a little gator on the side.
Some bacon and gator tail. Dang.
But it's wrapped in the bacon, so it's a cannoli still.
So it's cannoli.
That's it, a Piccoli stuffed with gator tail. I mean, there's your winning combination.
A loaded sweet potato with gator cannoli. Piccoli.
That's us.
I think we've got a Michelin star dish right there. So
sounds like it. Well, you'll have to bring that to Hell's Kitchen. Jordan, got something for you.
Mind blown.
Scott, update the bio now.
All right. That's the end of our food for thought segment. Now, all that's left is we got our rapid fire question segment.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
You're just gonna speak from the heart. You're gonna shoot from the hip. Just whatever the first thing that pops into your brain, that's your answer. You feel confident. You just listen to your heart, and you won't go wrong. All right.
You could do that more melodically as well. If you could sing that.
Listen to your heart. I think somebody already did it. Shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Monster Energy or Rockstar?
False. Wait, is this true? False? Oh, okay.
Either or none is
Sure,
also an
Red
option,
Bull.
or just
All right.
just
None
scream out
is an
the first one
option
you
or
get.
something else.
I'm not an energy drink guy, so I'm none.
Okay.
It'd be Monster on my end.
Okay. Jeremy.
Yeah, if I have to choose between the two, I'm siding with Scott. But I'm not a big energy drink guy, although those Celsius or Chelsea's things, those are
Celsius? Yeah. That's an acceptable answer.
Chelsea's.
All right. Pop punk or emo?
Pop
Pop
punk.
punk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift or John Mayer?
False.
John Mayer.
False.
John Mayer, because he's a monster guitar player.
Oh, monster.
Dude, yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
He is talented in that arena. Yes.
Absolutely. Skinny jeans or baggy pants?
Baggy pants, mid 90s represent.
90s was baggy. Yeah.
That baggy all the way.
Disney Plus or Netflix?
Ooh, come on now. Are my kids around?
No, this is for you.
Still tough.
Netflix. Netflix all the way.
All right.
I'm rolling with Disney.
All right.
Nice. There's some good stuff on Disney, but
Yeah.
Oh. Yes. Can I just say yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes is not an acceptable answer.
All right. I'm gonna go with Disney Flicks. I mean Netflix. I mean, you know what I mean.
Stuffed crust or deep dish pizza?
Oh, deep dish.
Yeah, agreed. Deep dish.
I'm going stuffed crust.
There you go. That's the right answer. That's what I was looking for.
You guys are nuts.
Killing it.
Vans or Chuck Taylors?
Oh,
Chuck Taylor's.
Fuck, yep.
how old am I? It was Chuck Taylor's when I was a kid, but it's Vans
Chucks.
now. I own it right now, so Vans.
Well, you don't got to go with what the majority is doing. You're your own person. What do you wear?
Right now, that's what I'm saying. Right now, I'm wearing Vans.
Oh.
When I was younger, I was wearing Chucks. So
No, Chucks are my all-time favorite shoe. Those are just
I think they
Nib
made
Gross
a
out.
weird
Classic.
shape. I'm totally going Vans.
They made your feet weird. Did you get the
I expect nothing less, Jeremy.
the Nike style Vans?
You know how the tops of them, like, it's not like a wide toe. It like kind of goes in a bit.
Yeah.
I think I just like wasn't. My feet were growing so fast. You know, Chinese women. Sorry,
just-
this sounds terrible, but the
The
bound
Chucks
foot
just
thing. I think I
yeah.
had the same like thing happen. I don't know. You want to
yeah,
see?
the Chucks were just regrowing your feet. All right. This is the last one. The All-American Rejects or the Offspring?
Offspring.
Offspring.
Yeah, I saw the Offspring and Rancid was the first punk show I ever saw, so Offspring for sure.
Glad we finally agreed on something, guys.
All right. We'll keep this together. Yeah.
I assumed that last one would be pretty unanimous for y'all.
Yeah.
I
the
would
way
have
that
been
it went, or the
surprised.
other way?
What?
In the way that it went, or the other way?
Oh
In
no,
the
just
way
like
that it
with,
went,
I
thought y'all would've
assumed
picked
that you guys
Offspring.
were going to pick the Offspring. Like this is like
Yep.
it would have been a little strange if one of you popped out the All-American Rejects over the Offspring. Because like
Well, Brian isn't here,
That's true.
so we can
I
all
was thinking the
assume
same
what
thing.
he would have picked. So,
he would have picked Taylor Swift. God damn it.
that question.
That's all right. T-Swizz all the way. All right. That's
Probably would have picked T-Swift. Now that I think about it.
that's it though. You did it. Y'all finished the podcast. Now's your chance to let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
All right. Again, Softer Side, we got a new EP out on High End Denim Records. It is Deathbed. If you haven't listened to it, please give it a spin or two on your favorite streaming platform. You can find us on Instagram at Softer Side Band, on Facebook at The Softer Side Band. We're on YouTube, Softer Side Band. So find us somewhere in the digital space, please.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeremy, plug the brewery one more time.
Oh yeah, check out my
Yeah.
brewery. Go to gracenote.beer. It's not .com, .beer. gracenote.beer.
I honestly love that.
Check it out. There's an intro video.
Yeah.
It's really well done. The guy that did it's an amazing videographer. I'm honored. But yeah, look us up. Come check us out if you're in the area, and have a beer and talk about punk rock with me. Or John.
And soon to have Bacolis.
That's right.
Soon to have Bacolis.
Already got hot dogs, so
Awesome.
it's gonna happen.
The missing ingredient. It's coming.
It's on its way.
It's on its way.
Well, so guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. This was a great time.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Thanks for having us. It's been fun talking food and punk rock, and it's been awesome.
Hell yeah.
Really hungry.
Awesome. Good. That's the goal. If you don't leave this podcast hungry, I've done something wrong. And with that, this has been another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? We'll see you all next Monday.
Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you so much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you stream your podcasts. If you're in the position to help us grow and like behind the scenes access and exclusive shows, head on over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/unsignedpoppunk. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on the show and what other content you'd like to see. Thank you all so much.